Hold up, did Chantel Christie just drop the ultimate betrayal bomb on her own mother, Jackie Christie, and do it inside a courtroom with explosive leaked audio receipts? Buckle up, because this is messier than a Love and Hip Hop reunion after-party gone rogue. Imagine this Jackie Christie, the self-proclaimed queen of class and chaos, strutting into court with her usual smugness, only to be ambushed by her own daughter, unloading audio evidence that could make a judge spit out his morning coffee. Yes, real audio, real courtroom, real drama. Is this the day the Christie family feud finally exploded into full-blown public warfare? But wait, how did it even get here? Was this years of revenge boiling over, or a desperate escape from Jackie's iron grip? What was said in those tapes that has the internet blogs and basketball wives fan pages on fire? One moment Jackie's dishing out spiritual advice on Instagram, the next, she's being verbally annihilated by her own daughter in front of a judge. So what exactly did Chantel expose? Is Jackie hiding something even darker than we imagined? Could this be the very moment that ends the entire Christie legacy? Because what you're about to hear might shake their empire to its core. The courtroom doors swing open. Jackie Christie enters head-high eyes, forward, the reality TV aura still clinging to her like a designer gown. But today, it doesn't land the same. Something is different. The air is thick tense. Her entourage is missing, the media frenzy muted. And then Chantel Christie steps forward, calm, focused, and loaded with receipts. What she unleashes is not gossip, it's ammunition. These aren't petty squabbles or spicy confessions made for TV. These are damning audios, pivotal to a real legal battle. And it's not just about throwing shade, it's about dismantling an empire. Let's rewind. Jackie Christie has always been a lightning rod for drama. From her wild antics on Basketball Wives to her volatile friendships, she's always managed to command attention. But behind the Instagram quotes and camera-ready glam, a storm was brewing, and that storm's name is Chantel. Jackie's daughter has lived under her mother's dominating shadow for far too long. The expectations were suffocating. Jackie didn't just want a daughter, she wanted a reflection of herself. Chantel wasn't allowed to be Chantel. She had to be Jackie's brand extension, the pristine daughter who spoke and acted on cue. But that's not all. Sources close to the family say Jackie didn't just control Chantel's public persona. She controlled everything, from what she wore to who she dated. And then there's Doug Christie, the quiet but always present husband. A man who seemed to fade into the background while Jackie dominated the spotlight. But whispers say Doug has always known more than he let on. Some say he even supported Jackie's manipulation because it kept the family image squeaky clean. Until now. Chantel had enough. Fed up with the facade, she began recording conversations. Secretly. Patiently. Waiting for the right moment. And that moment was now. In one tape, Jackie can be heard yelling, "You'll never be anything without me. I made you who you are today." That's not just tough love. That's psychological warfare. But it gets worse. Another recording captures Jackie warning Chantel, "If you want to make it in this world, keep your mouth shut and follow my lead. You'll never be as powerful as me." This isn't parenting. This is control. That moment in court as the judge hit play and Jackie's voice echoed through the courtroom was the turning point. Gasps filled the room. The truth wasn't just whispered behind closed doors anymore. It was out in the open for the world to hear. Jackie tried to keep her composure, but the damage was done. The audio was crystal clear, and so was the message. Jackie wasn't the empowering mother figure she pretended to be. She was a puppet master pulling the strings of her own family for clout and control. Doug's involvement, even murkier. Insiders claim he'd been quietly encouraging Chantel to step forward. One source alleges Doug said, "You need to get the truth out. She's been using you. It's time people saw who she really is." That sounds like support, but if he knew this all along, what does that make him? A silent protector or a complicit partner? Let's talk about the money, because this scandal isn't just emotional, it's financial. The Christies weren't just a family, they were a brand. And brands have bank accounts, big ones. And according to leaked financial records, Jackie and Doug have been moving money around in suspicious ways. From extravagant vacations to luxury cars and even rumored offshore accounts, the lifestyle was lavish, but allegedly built on lies. The audios were just the tip of the iceberg. What Chantel unearthed next could crumble everything her parents spent decades building. Evidence suggests the Christies funneled money from their reality TV ventures into private shell companies. Welcome back to the chaos. The courtroom scandal that's not just destroying reputations, but threatening to bury the entire Christie legacy under a mountain of secrets, financial crimes, and betrayal. If you thought the leaked audio tapes were the bombshell, brace yourself. That was just the opening act. In part 2, we peel back even more layers: shady deals, FBI involvement, crumbling brands, and a daughter who went from silent victim to the most powerful woman in the room. Let's start with the fallout. Jackie Christie, once seen as the no-nonsense, sometimes unhinged, but always entertaining queen of reality TV, is now facing a tidal wave of consequences. The PR team is in overdrive, pushing statements denying everything, spinning narratives, trying to reframe Chantel as an ungrateful daughter going through a phase. But the public isn't buying it. Jackie's Instagram comment section has turned into a war zone. Fans turned critics are demanding transparency. Brand partnerships are being terminated. Reality show producers are distancing themselves. She's being called a narcissist, a fraud, and worst of all, a manipulator who used her own child to fuel her fame. The empire she built brick by controversial brick is beginning to collapse. But that's only the start. According to recent reports, federal investigators have now stepped into the arena. Yes, the FBI. This is no longer just a family feud. It's a federal investigation. Sources close to the probe claim the Christie family's finances are under intense scrutiny. The feds are allegedly tracing funds that have disappeared over the years, looking at tax records, offshore accounts, and falsified documents tied to their businesses. Jackie and Doug's luxury lifestyle, the vacations, the shopping sprees, the cars, all of it might have been funded by money funneled from shady ventures. One leaked report even suggests they used shell corporations to launder money from fake charity events. And if that's true, Jackie and Doug aren't just in hot water, they're drowning in it. Let's talk Doug Christie for a moment. Always seen as the calm to Jackie's storm, Doug has been largely silent in the aftermath. But investigators are reportedly zeroing in on his role too. Rumors are swirling that Doug wasn't just a passive bystander. Some sources claim he handled logistics, signed off on accounts, and managed back-end business dealings. If proven, Doug could be just as culpable. That once squeaky clean image could shatter just like his wife's. Legal analysts are already speculating that if charges are filed, we could see indictments for fraud, tax evasion, and possibly conspiracy. These aren't small-time accusations. They come with years of prison time and permanent damage to their careers. Meanwhile, Chantel Christie is rising. Once silenced, now spotlighted, Chantel has become a symbol of resistance against parental control and generational abuse. The audios she leaked weren't just petty recordings. They were meticulously collected proof. And word on the street is, she's not done. Multiple insiders confirm she still has more evidence: bank statements, voice notes, and written documentation that could widen the scandal even further. Some say she's already working with authorities. Others claim she's been approached by documentary producers, book publishers, even podcast networks. She might go from being the daughter in the background to a media mogul in her own right. But this comes at a cost. Chantel has burned every bridge with her family. Jackie and Doug have allegedly cut her off entirely. Friends of the family say Jackie sees Chantel as a traitor, while Doug is deeply disappointed. Yet, Chantel stands firm. She says she did what was necessary, not just for herself, but to stop a cycle of emotional and financial abuse. Now let's get into the documents. Leaked PDFs posted anonymously online allegedly show payments made from the Christie Family Trust to companies that don't exist. One such business received over $300,000 in 3 months, but has no physical address, website, or staff. Another set of documents outlines questionable tax filings from Jackie's beauty and wellness brand. Numbers that don't align with their public claims of profit. Experts who reviewed the files say there are major red flags. And if the IRS gets involved, Jackie and Doug could be looking at not just audits, but full-blown federal charges. The media's in a frenzy. Headlines read, "Christie Empire Crumbling," "Reality Queen or Financial Criminal," and "Jackie's Fall from Grace." Talk shows are debating it. YouTube commentators are breaking down the audio frame by frame, and social media is having a field day. Jackie, once beloved for her wild yet captivating personality, is now being crucified. Her every move is under a microscope. Even her old interviews are being rewatched for clues. Every time she said, "I control my family," it now lands like a confession.